Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Fred, the submarine guy. Today we're going to talk about how to stand out in the crowd. I do a lot of advertising and I do a lot of clicking through ads to see what's new in the market and what people are doing and what the big deal of the day is and that kind of stuff. And I see so many people advertising these terrible, absolutely terrible pages. They're not building their list. They're advertising corporate pages. Some of the pages you don't even know what they're advertising. There's so much on them. When you advertise, you only get about 5 seconds of a viewer's time to figure out what he might want. If you've got 5 or 10 or 15 things going on your page, how's a person supposed to know what to do on your page? So let's talk about some things that'll help you in in creating good advertising. First of all, there's some things that are really critical, and this is kind of a new mindset for you. I think for at least for a lot of people, and it has to do with tracking your results. Basically, if you put out an ad and you're not tracking the results, how do you know if it's doing any good? How do you know if you could make it better, or if it's going to do you any good if you're getting the kind of results you want out of it? You might say, well, hey, I'm getting a couple of leads every day. Well, that's good. Well, what if you could double or triple that number with just little changes? It's just amazing what small changes in advertising copy can do to either send your results through the roof or send them into the trash for that matter. So you have to be able to go through a sequence of write, change, and test, and that's write the ad, change it, and then test it, and then based on your test result, write some more or change it and then test again. If it's better, keep the good and then throw out some bad and change it up a little bit again and test it again. That if you can continually be in the test mode, you can improve your results over time, so that if you can go from 1 or 2 leads per day to 5 or 10 leads per day to maybe even 10 or 20 leads per day on an ad source, and that will just explode your marketing when you start getting that many people on your list every day. Bottom line is, don't ever use duplicated pages or pages that everybody else is using. You want to be unique. You want to have your own web property, know how to use WordPress. That's the easiest one to do anything with, and make your own advertisements. That way you can go in and change them, save them, they automatically publish, and you can start testing right away to test new words in your ads or new graphics or whatever you're testing. Always build your list too. I know you hear that a lot, but the fact remains, email marketing is the #1 way to make sales, the #1 way to follow up. The rule I always follow is 80% of all of your sales are going to be made after the 5th to the 12th contact. And some people say even as far out now as your 20th or 25th contact, because people are just inundated with advertisements every day. I've heard numbers in the thousands of ads that a person sees or gets exposed to every day. Most of them are one-time things, right? So they don't like take over the person's mind or take over their world. But if you want to get in the mind of your prospect and get them to know you, get them to like you, and get them to trust you, you've got to hit them up multiple times with your marketing messages and your training and stuff, so that they will get those know, like, and trust factors up. So you've got to build your list. And of course, advertising like crazy. Now, I know some people are probably already clicking off or saying, hey, I can't do that. They're throwing up their hands, but don't do that. It's easier than you think to establish your own web property, get your own domain name, get hosting, install a WordPress blog. They're point and click simple. I've got a training video on exactly how to do that. no cost. Install WordPress, start making your own ads, and put your ads out there with your lead capture forms on them, so that you can start building your list. I'm going to give you a copy of my 300 power words and phrases, link right below this video on my blog here. I want you to start creating your own ads. Be unique. Take some initiative and stop advertising corporate pages. They just don't work for the average person. Track your results. I didn't mention earlier, but there's a lot of different ways you can track results. Some of the autoresponder companies have trackers with them. I use one called track.me. It's very easy to use and very easy to track results with. There's a lot of different ways you can track your results. I'll have a link or two down below the video here of some things that you might want to use. Also, be unique. Go out there in the marketplace and add value to your prospects. Don't just use what I call jam it down their throat tactics, you know, the join my company, the buy my product, the you know, my way or the highway kind of thing. Go out there and add some value. You know, teach people how to market. Give them some top 10 lessons, or some top 7 lessons, or some value-added videos of you doing something that they probably don't know how to do. Anything that you can come up with to add value, you're going to be out there as a leader instead of a follower, and people will start looking up to you and increase your know, like, and trust factors. So while you're here, subscribe to my training channel. Also, on this video down on the bottom, let's see, from your perspective, it's the bottom right, there's a little icon that you can click on to join my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please check that. Click on that so that when I put new training videos up there for you that are free, you'll get a little notification. And hop over to thesubmarineguy.com and get on my training channel, my training newsletter, and we'll go from there. So stand out in the crowd. Take actions to do that today. You'll be glad you did.